Hi Best Buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. Today we're going to be using those fabric backed papers, and we're going to make junk journal toppers using book page pictures. But first, let's have our shout out to Faith Art Design Studio, Karen, Ruth, Connie, and Chris. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's take a closer look. Oh my goodness, what a pretty little picture. So I used the paper covered fabric. You know those pieces we made yesterday? What I really love about these and making junk journal toppers is that it's sturdy enough to where you can design your fabric. You can design on your fabric and then pick it up and then glue it onto your top of your junk journal, whether it's your junk journal book or possibly you want to do it on a page, and it's not flimsy, and I just really like that. I put an actual little seed bead dangle right here. I've got a lace bow, little butterfly here, and some bling lace and some crinkled seam binding. That's right. And there's a pink one here. Oh my goodness, I used buttons, I used net, I used lace, I used Sari Silk from Crimson Heart Studios. I'll link her shop down below. And what a pretty picture that is. There's the blue right here, and I decided to pull in the blue with the blue butterfly and the blue embroidery thread in the center of the buttons. I love both of them. What beautiful toppers. Let's go ahead and let's make one. So I have my fabric that I have mounted on the back, or actually ironed on the back. Now if you missed this video, I will link it down below. Oh, actually I will link it at the end of the video. It'll be the next one up. So this is my fabric, and I chose not to coffee dye the back of this because since we're making toppers, you're not going to be able to see the back of it anyway. But I wanted to address how well does this stick down? Well, let's just find out. Let's find out. So I'm going to see if I can separate it. I don't know if I can separate it. I thought I could separate it. I can't on that one. Cannot on this one. I'm looking for a piece that possibly is hanging over the edge. Well, goodness gracious, I thought I could separate it. Maybe this one. Get my finger in here, my fingernail. Here we go. It's stuck pretty well, but if you're not going to sew around the edge, you might want to go ahead and reinforce it by just pulling a little bit back and adding yourself a little bit of glue. Just like that. And then that way you would be assured that the fabric isn't going to come off your back. So that would be a suggestion. I did have to struggle with finding it to be able to release it, but if you're putting it on a journal cover, and you know covers get more wear and tear, you might want to reinforce that. Otherwise, just simply sew around the edge with your machine if you have one. I thought that we could use maybe one of these beautiful green ones. I love this green polka dot. So what I'd like to do is, these are approximately, let me set this over here, a little over 6 by a little over 5.5. So I want to see if I can clean this up a little bit. And let's go ahead and let's try to get this to, well, let's see here. I'm going to try to cut this straight. So I'm going to use my pencil, and I'm on the back side obviously. So it's paper. I'm going to be able to mark it easily. Just going to line it up here, and then let's see here if I can get it to 5.5. That's what I'm wanting, this at 5.5. Of course, you can make your topper any size that you want. and I'm going to simply cut it with my scissors. And then I'm going to cut this side. And then what I want to do is I want to see how long is it. Alrighty. I want it at 6. So right now I'm going to mark it right here just to even it up, just so I have a straight edge. Turn it over here, line up that straight edge, and then trim it at 6, or mark it at 6. Whoa, I moved it. There we go. Just mark it at 6, and then go ahead and trim it up. All right. Alright, so I've got that done. The next thing I'm going to do, now I showed you if you don't have a glue gun, these are so nice because they're firmer and they're easier to, I think, craft on and then move around and place where you want these to be. So if you don't have a sewing machine, pull back just a little bit and lay a little glue down. So that it doesn't come apart with time. That's a possibility that it could do that. So I'm going to sew around the edge and then we'll continue. Alright, so I've sewn around the edge. You can see probably a little better on the back side. And let's use some frames. I think that would be really pretty to use on a journal cover. So I've got different types of frames here, and all of mine came from Art Smart Craft, and I will list the Etsy shop down below. I do need it to be a bigger frame, and that one's really nice on there. Oh no, I like this one too. Let's go ahead and use this one. This is kind of fancy. I'm going to take my sponge and my vintage photo, and I am simply going to darken a little bit where I had to fussy cut this out. So just working my way around. There we are. Now if you get this and it's like this, the easiest way to get inside of here to cut that inside out is to get your hole punch and simply punch yourself a couple of holes, and then you can get your scissors. Let me grab my smaller scissors. You can get your scissors in here and you can cut out the inside of the frame easily that way. That's the easiest way I know how to cut that out. Alright, so we've got this here. Now I want, oh, I see that I didn't cut that piece out right there, and I'm going to get it out because that's going to bother me if I don't get that little piece taken out of there. Okay, thought I had gotten them all, but there we go. That's much better now. Alright, so what am I going to use for the inside? I'm going to use pictures from this book. It's called Reader's Digest, A Garden for All Seasons, and it is a beautiful book. Let me move my glue here. It's gorgeous. It has all different kinds of pictures. Now I did mark a couple of these pictures because I thought, as I was thinking about what to do with this topper, that a bold white picture of a flower would be very pretty on this green polka dotted piece of fabric. So this right here, I think that would be very pretty on it. Let's look at a couple other things that I have marked. There's this one. That one's a little lighter and airier. I think I marked another one, but I'm not sure. I'm just flipping through now because I don't see where I marked it. I'm looking for something heavier. Yes, I did too mark one because there it is. I marked two more. There's the azalea. Okay, here, this is what, like the magnolia. That's a nice heavy picture too. I really think we need this one right here. I do. I think this is the one we need. Let's see if I can take this out without ripping anything. All right, so I'm going to grab very quickly my knife, my art knife right here, and I'm just going to cut my page like that. There we go. Now, it's taken out of my book nice and cleanly. Just don't put that back away. And we're going to use that beautiful picture right there. I think that's going to be perfect. So, let's get our frame and let's decide. Maybe something like that. I think I want part of it. I don't, maybe over at that. Oh, I like that. The bud, that's pretty. Yeah, I think I want it right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to get my art glitter glue and I'm going to glue around the opening of this frame, and I'm going to just stick it down about right there. Okay, and it's probably going to ooze just a little bit because I've put quite a bit of glue on there. So I'm going to get a little tiny piece of paper towel and I'm just going to press it on here just to grab any of that extra glue that seeps out. So that's going to be really pretty. I'm going to take my scissors and trim this out. Now, this is a more elaborate frame, and I can probably cut under it like this. So I'm just turning my scissors. Remember, I only put the glue around the opening part, so there isn't any glue on this part that I'm kind of going underneath and cutting, because I didn't want to have to fussy cut all that again, right? Right, I'm trying to cut down on all that fussy cutting and make it a little easier. Now here I can feel the glue right there. It's not going to let me in, but it might now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's some glue right there. Cut that one out and cut this out. Yeah, this side oozed a little more. I must have gotten a little bit more glue on it. Okay, let's cut this out. Now here, can I get my scissors under any more? Nope. I'm going to fussy cut that strip right there, this strip right there, and then we'll continue. All right, we've got everything cut out. I think that's going to look fantastic on there. So I do have some sari silk here, some beautiful white sari silk from Crimson Heart Studios. I have some white paper flowers. I have some net. I have some white lace. I have a doily. I don't know, I thought there's a little bit more lace. I thought maybe a doily might be fun. I like that. I think that's really sweet. I've got my dish. It's got some labels. It has some butterflies. It has some flat back pearls. It has a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I'm thinking that I'm going to cut this or rip this right down the center, and maybe I can place this something like this. How do we like that? Oh, that's pretty. That's very pretty. Not sure I want both of them. We've got some lace here, and I'm going to use my scissors, and it's a lace that's wide and it has the same design on both sides. And I'm simply going to cut the spine out, basically. So I'm just going to use my bigger scissors and just trim the side of the lace without the spine or the center of that lace. I don't want that part. Okay, I'm going to trim it off. Now let's see. I'm just looking and seeing what we've got here. Let's try some net. And let's try some net underneath it. How does that look? Ooh, that looks good. I like that too. Okay, we've got this net that's crissy-crossed like that. And then I've got some net that's polka dotted. Polka dots with polka dots? No, 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 that doesn't look good at all. All right, let's get this sari silk and let's go ahead. This is where it's spliced together. I'm just going to trim this right at the splice. And what I want to do is, this is pretty wide. I think I'd like to rip it down the center. So I'm going to cut it like that and then simply tear it. Okay. I think Cindy called this chiffon sari silk. It is wonderful. It is so buttery soft. It's unbelievable. How about if we do our little pinching, a little bit of that going on, and maybe we can put this on the other end, maybe? I'm not sure. We're just kind of seeing what's happening here. Kind of like it that way best. Okay, I can see something coming together. Let's go ahead and bring in our hot glue gun. So here it is. I keep it in a plastic dish lined with foil. When my foil gets icky, I just put some new foil in it. And I'm going to turn it this way. And you can use hot glue or you could use fabric tack. And maybe not that way, maybe this way. And we're just pinching with our fingers. I do this a lot. I really like this pinching method. If you're not used to using hot glue, do be very careful. It is very hot and it can burn you. So I have been using hot glue for so long that I don't know if I just know when to touch it or it just, I don't know. Not to say that I can't get burned by it, because I surely can. It's hot. But it's just one of those things, guys. I don't know. I've just learned to touch it, I do believe. All right, so we've got that on there. Oh, that is beautiful. I love that. I do. I think that's very, very nice. Now, do I want to, where's my picture? Here we are. Do I want to maybe take this around this way? I think so. So I'm going to cut this a little straighter. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. We're just going to do a portion of this corner. I'm not going to take it all the way across the bottom. I'm just going to give it a little portion. I'm going to lay a little bit more glue down and just pinch, just like that. And I'm going to start again, so I'm going to trim it. And as you can see, I'm not trimming it right at the edge. I've given myself a little leeway. Now I'm going to lift this back, or pull it back, and add my glue right here, and add my sari silk right here, and just pinch right there. I need to turn it. There we go. I need to turn it this way and add my glue. And I'm doing little sections because hot glue dries so quickly that I cannot, I can't do the whole side and get it pinched and pleated the way I want it before it would dry too much. So if you're using hot glue, you need to do little sections, but if you're using fabric tack, you can do the whole side if you want. You don't, it's not going to dry as quickly as the hot glue. All right, so we've got that done. Let's give that a snip. Got a little tiny piece left over. Let's look at how this is looking. Oh my goodness, that is fantastic. Now, do we still want this somewhere? Possibly. I'm still not knowing if I do or not. Maybe a piece of it. Maybe just a little bit. Just a tiny bit, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm still playing with it here. And just what you have to do is just kind of try this and try that. See if that works. All right, now let's go to that little bit of lace that I cut. I think I'd like to place it right here. So I'm just going to, do I want it on top or underneath? That's a good question. I want it underneath. So I'm going to pull this back and put a little glue right here and place this right there and put it right on top. There we go. And then take it all the way across like that. And then I need to give it a trim. I need my smaller scissors. Give it a trim. And then lane my, here's my smaller scissors, lane my, I need to cut that a little better, it's not laying flat. There. Now, I'd like to get that sari back down on top of that lace, just like that. Okay, that's looking really nice. Let's do the exact same thing over here on the top. Then we can worry about all that as soon as we get this finished. So let's place this just like this. Okay, there we go. And then right down here like this. Alrighty. And underneath this sari silk, there we are, right underneath it. I'm going to give it a cut. I'm hoping that's about right. It's a little long. It's okay. We can cut it a little more. There we go. Get it underneath that sari silk. I'm going to glue that sari down right there. And let's glue it down right here. Very nice. Okay, so basically we've got our topper kind of framed, shall we say. And I do think I am going to cut this a little more, but not real straight. And not right on the edge. I'm still have a little extra. Let's get back to our picture and our doilies. And let's see here. How about it goes this way? This picture goes this way. I need to clean my fingers off. I just dropped my picture. Let me grab it. All right. So I thought that before we get that doily in place, we need to look. Do we want a green butterfly? Because that's going to determine where everything goes here. So I put that there, kind of like this here because of that lace right there. Maybe right there. Maybe like this. This looks so springy, doesn't it? It's such a springy color, this beautiful green. label. I don't know. Maybe the label might be too heavy. Or maybe I could put that. I do like that there, but I don't know about that label. This label's pretty big. This label's really big. This is a smaller butterfly. How about if we have two butterflies? Now that's pretty. That's really pretty. There's some of this darker bling, and there's the pearls. I'm thinking the pearls, and I'm also thinking we're going to need to have some sort of little bow on here, I do believe. And do I want some of these on there? I think this might be super sweet. These are just little paper flowers. I think the card's still in here. Crafter Square paper flowers. And that's a single. This is a double. I always remove these little centers. I don't like the little centers, so I always take them out. And then I usually separate the two pieces, the two petals. They glue them on top of each other, and I do like to remove them from each other. This one's glued down pretty tightly. I don't know about this one being removed. I may not be able to get that one off. Oh, not bad. Okay. Maybe a little bit of flowers down here at the bottom. This one only has one. I'll pop that one right off. That's pretty sweet. Do I want 3 down here? Okay, we need a bow. Definitely, we need a bow. I'm thinking some green pearls, flat back pearls, and I think I have some. I really do think I have some. I'm not liking that. That's too big. I wonder if I have some lime green sari silk. That might be really pretty. Or maybe some rickrack. The polka dots and rickrack would be really cute together. All right, you guys, as I was getting my rickrack out, look, it's vintage. Look, back in the day, it cost 70 cents. And then Walmart marked it to 62, but I bought it at the thrift store for 50. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I've got that really pretty green rickrack, but I also found this that I've had for so long. I never could figure out when to use it. I never seemed to have anything that it would go on. But oh my goodness, what do you think about putting it on here? I'm thinking that might be super, super cute. So I think it frays really badly because it's been taped. So I'm going to trim it right here, and I'm going to lay my glue right down on my sari and place this directly on top, the center. And then before anything happens to it, I'm going to take my art glitter glue and I'm going to glue the end just to keep it from fraying. So just applying that right on there like that. I'm going to trim it underneath that flower, and then once again I'm going to need to add my glue so it doesn't fray. And then let's glue this. So I'm just going to give myself a little bit more room. So we kind of went in a totally different direction here, guys, but that's what happens. You just, you find things and it turns everything going in a different direction. At least it does for me. That's how my crafting goes. All right, so we're here. I'm going to cut this green right off of that. I'm going to cut this right here. I'm going to add my glue right here so it doesn't fray, and right here so it doesn't fray. Okay. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. And then of course we're going to go all the way down. Let me give myself a little more room here. All the way down with this one, right like that. And I do think I'm going to trim this right on off right here. Yeah, I can see how that comes apart. Well, it helps if you take the lid off. So yeah, the flower's coming apart. Yep. Yep, that's what happens. I'm going to have to take it down one flower. See how that flower completely came apart? So I'm going to actually leave that green on, and then I'm going to put my glue all the way down the center of my sari, rufflies, pleats, whatever you want to call them, scrunchies. And I'm going to press it down, and now I'm going to trim this off. And I'm going to trim this off right here. And I'm going to apply my glue on here before it has any chance of fraying and, you know, pulling everything away. So it goes like this. Oh my goodness, I love that. I really think that framed it nicely. Very nice. Now, we're back here. Back with our doilies. I still like the doily idea. And I like them being white. I do. I think that looks great. And let's lay this on top. And how do I feel about it being like this? I think that's really sweet. So I think what I want to do, I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to look at the doily with my frame, and I want it to be like that. So I'm going to actually add my glue to the doily down here, and then a little bit, I got something on here, I need to wipe it off. Where's my, okay, and right up the side here. And then let's see if I can get this placed right like that and press it down. Get that glued on there. Wipe that all up. Dab this off. Okay. So I like that a lot. Let's see. I don't know if, I think I want it just like this. Yeah, I do. Okay, so I'm going to add my glue to my doily, and then simply lay my frame right on top like this. Okay, we got that. Wiping it up, dabbing it. Okay, getting all this extra stuff taken away. Let's bring in our base, and then placing it like this. Oh, I love that. Now, do we still want paper flowers? I don't know. Do we still want our butterflies? I definitely want the butterflies, but I'm not sure. I'm just, oh, maybe we just want, I was thinking, I need to grab those green pearls, and I need to grab that Sharpie. We need to color the bodies of those butterflies. Okay, guys, here's the green flat back pearls. And I know it might take me a little bit, and I wouldn't do it all on camera, but I'm thinking, what happens if we put, well, just pulled that string in it. Okay. If we put those in the center of each one of those, I don't know, can you even see that? Can you see that? It's right here, right there. I can't decide. Do I want to go to all that trouble and do that? Or, I keep dropping that thing. Here it is. Or do I want to just put it in the center of the butterfly? Do I want white in the middle? Here are my white ones. I've got some bigger white ones. What happens if we put a white one in the middle? Or the green one? I think the green one looks super cool. All right, you guys, so this is what I'm going to do. I am going to color, you know that trick that I've been using? This is not the one I wanted. Let me grab the one I wanted. All right, here's the one I wanted. I'm hoping this still has ink in it. Ultra fine, and it still has ink. And can you see, it's so very hard to get the head and the body of those butterflies. I mean, seriously, I think it's very difficult. So you can just take a fine marker and color in the body and the head, and then you don't have to accidentally decapitate your butterfly when you're trying to fussy cut it, and it's so very difficult to get right in there and still keep the body and the head. And then that's just how I do it. This one I see I need a little bit more done. That's how I get it done, you guys, and it just really helps me a great deal to be able to have it look good when you get finished. All right, so let me take a few moments. I'm going to go ahead and glue the green on every single one of these little flowers. Then I'll be back. We'll put it all together, and I'm just excited to see how it's going to look. All right, you guys, I wanted to show you how absolutely adorable those green flat back pearls look inside those little white flowers, or creamy colored flowers. I love it. I love it. All right, let's get our picture placed down here in the center of our journal topper. Oh my goodness, what an adorable, simply adorable topper. So springy, right? Oh my goodness, so springy. Okay, let's get that placed about right there. I just used my hot glue just to get it down, get it in place. And I was thinking, how about if we put a few of these white flat back pearls right down here? This is such a, we don't want these anymore. That's not going to look right. And I don't think the rickrack looks right on this, but I do like just some more pearls, because this is just, I don't know, it's just, it's very, very Eastery, very springy. I'm loving it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here just to get these started in the straight line that I want them to go in. And after that sets up for just a second, I can pull this back and I can finish placing the glue and then just laying them right on the top of that glue. Just like that. Oh my goodness. And then let's turn it around and let's do the same thing right here. So about like that. So I need to pull this back. and place my glue right here. I'm holding this in place right where I want it to go because it's a little fiddly. Now, since that's in place, I can pull this back and add the rest of my glue and simply lay these down in a row. Just like that. Oh, I'm loving it. I love it. Now, our butterflies. I think I want this butterfly here, and maybe this butterfly here, like that. And we need 2 more of the green flat back pearls. Let's lay those right here. Let's glue our butterflies on right here and right here. Yeah, I want it to go that way. Right like that. Then we're going to need our pearl in the center of the body and the pearl in the center of the body. Oh, I absolutely love that. And then there's this one, and then I made this one. Oh, you goodness, you guys. I really like using that fabric back paper for this journal topper project. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.